let's dive right in. Today, we're tackling one of the biggest shifts happening in SEO right now, the whole dynamic between classic backlinks and the rising power of brand mentions. You know, the game is seriously changing, and as we're about to see, just sticking to the old rules, well, it's not just outdated, it's a fast track to becoming invisible online. So let me just ask you this straight up. Take a hard look at what you're doing for SEO right now. Is it really, truly built for a future where AI is running the show? Because honestly, if it's not, you're probably... Get this. Here is the number that should really make you sit up and pay attention. 40. Our source material shows that brands who get both backlinks and brand mentions right show up 40% more often in those AI-powered search answers. That is a massive, massive advantage. One you just can't afford to ignore. So you might be wondering, why is this all happening right now? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. The AI revolution is here. Things like Google's AI overviews and ChatGPT aren't just cool new features. Nope, they are fundamentally rewriting the rulebook on how we find and get information. And this is the critical part to understand. These AI systems, they're built to scan for information across a whole bunch of trusted sources. They're not just counting links anymore. What they're looking for is consensus. They're looking for authority. And that means every single time your brand gets mentioned, whether it's linked or not, it becomes this vital signal telling the AI you're relevant. This is a huge deal, especially for zero-click searches and voice search. Okay, so we've got the why down. Now let's get crystal clear on the what. We've really got to break down the two key players in this new game, the good old traditional backlink and the unlinked brand mention. Think about it like this, okay? A backlink is like a formal, footnoted citation in a research paper. It's a direct link that passes on technical authority, what we call link equity, and that directly boosts your rankings. A brand mention, on the other hand, that's more like an expert on a panel giving your work a shout out without pointing directly to it. It builds this kind of qualitative trust and recognition, which is exactly what these new AI systems are hungry for. And here's how the magic actually happens. It's through something called entity-based search. See, Google's AI doesn't just see your brand name as a random string of text. It's actually building a whole profile, an entity, for your brand. Every mention, every little piece of data out there helps the AI build a richer picture of who you are, what you're an expert in, and just how authoritative you really are. This quote from our source material just nails the partnership perfectly. It's not one or the other, it's both. Backlinks give you that raw ranking power, while mentions are what feed the AI's understanding of your brand, influencing those super important AI summaries and semantic search results. The bottom line is, you absolutely need both in your strategy. All right, so we've talked about the what and the why. Now for the fun part, the how. This is your strategic playbook. This is how you go out and earn both of these incredibly valuable assets. You know, the foundation for all of this is modern digital PR. It's all about creating things that journalists and industry experts genuinely want to talk about. I'm talking about publishing original research, using services like Haro to give expert quotes, jumping on trending topics with newsjacking, and building cool interactive tools. These kinds of things are just magnets for both links and mentions. And for content-driven link building, you can't go wrong with the skyscraper technique. It's a classic for a reason. First, you find the absolute best piece of content on a topic in your niche, one that already has a ton of backlinks. Second, you go and create something way, way better, more detailed, better designed, totally up to date. And third, you reach out to all those people linking to the old piece and say, hey, I've got something even better for you. Beyond that, there's some other really smart plays you can make. You can look for those curated resource pages in your industry and suggest your amazing content as a new addition. Or here's a great one. Find broken links on other authoritative sites and offer up your own content as the perfect working replacement. It's a total win-win. Now for the other side of the coin, you've got to have a system for finding people who are already talking about you. Use monitoring tools to spot every time your brand gets mentioned without a link. Then you just do some polite, friendly outreach. You thank them for the shout out and just gently ask if they'd mind adding a link to give their readers a bit more context. Simple as that. So look, these tactics are awesome for day-to-day wins, but for real sustainable success, you have to play the long game. This is all about building your brand's core entity authority so that over time, search engines just see you as an undeniable pillar in your industry. So how's it done? Well, first, you go claim your entity and structured databases like Wikidata. Second, you make sure your business name, address, and phone number are perfectly 100% consistent everywhere online. Third, you build documented relationships through things like awards and partnerships. And finally, you just consistently publish deep, comprehensive content that proves you are a true authority on your topic. Okay, so you're putting in all this effort. How in the world do you know if it's actually working? The reality is the way we measure success has to evolve right along with our strategy. So let's take a look at the new dashboard for success. Let's break down this new dashboard. For backlinks, yeah, you're still tracking things like domain authority. But for mentions, now you've got to be monitoring both the volume and the sentiment. Are people talking about you? And is what they're saying positive? For the AI side of things, you have to track your visibility in those generative search answers. And critically, all of these high-level metrics have to connect back to what really matters for the business: referral traffic and, of course, conversion. So let's end with this one final thought to leave you with. In today's world, people are already talking about your brand. That's a given. The real question you need to be asking yourself is this: have you done the work to make sure Google's AI is actually listening?